I think both of us for so long have seen this cap of what we call the matrix, the patriarchy, this heavy, dense cap. It's all crumbling. And from that vantage point, it is perfect. It's like you described it at one point as the beautiful giant sea serpent deep under the water, finally moving, and everything on the surface looks to be going crazy, but underneath it's the depth of the presence of the divine mother moving and revealing herself, putting herself onto the main stage. And as that occurs, anything that's too dense, that needs to be reconfigured, that needs to be recycled, is going to begin to shift. And the people we work with have described it in every sense of the term, very physically happening to them, many physical changes, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So with one of those changes that has been really apparent is the heart opening, and you're alluding to the beautiful energy moving up through the body. At this moment, where do you perceive the energy is in the body, and how is it going to affect our ability to step into love, that equanimity that is love? How does love have this role to play, and how does the heart play its role right now? So 3 questions, really.
Well, we've been talking about this for a long time. Seers and prophets and mystics have been talking about this heart-based 4D reality for a long time, right? And we're finally there. My sense is we can take it up a notch if we want. We can take it up to 5D. But, you know, I mean, these are just ways of talking about something that's difficult to describe. But the heart energy is fourth dimensional then. And so after we've been through all the lower chakras, we rise up now. And this golden age that we are moving into is all about stabilizing heart energy for the earth and for humans who walk upon her. But there's so much more happening. There's so much more that is available. And I don't know if it was always intended that it would transpire this way, or if it was a sneak attack, that something that had to be done to save the planet. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. But there's so much multidimensionality available all the way up through what you and I would call ninth dimension, which you are referencing. It's unconditional love, right? So how do you use, you know, I guess looking at it as we're talking, I would say, well, you use the heart energy, which is fourth dimensional. And the fact that the earth has stabilized that. She stabilized that some time ago, it seems to me. And as we were discussing just recently, there are pockets which are higher, and they're, you know, they're pulling, they're putting strain on staying in the fourth dimension, which is why there is the propensity to say, oh, we could do better at this time. But you know, I look at it in terms of triads of DNA. So we have 4 triads, and 1, 2, 3, and then you go up to 4, 5, and 6. So 4, 5, and 6 opened some time ago, and 4 is just the beginning. Heart-based perception, heart-based reality, which, let's be honest, the majority of people have little interest in. That's why they're fighting so hard at the moment. But 4th opens the door to 5th, which is more formless. It's duality, polarities, if we can speak in that language, you know, the for and against, the right and the wrong, the masculine, the feminine, all the polarities that we deal with. Those are less evident in 5th dimension. And in 6th dimension, we reach this toggling point where we say, okay, I've got one foot on form and I'm lifting this foot on formlessness up because it's not entirely comfortable to my body yet. And now I'm going to just stand on form for a little bit and I'm going to lift. Whew, okay, I'm putting it right. It's the toggle point where we learn to shift our weight between form and formlessness and become more and more comfortable with formlessness. Yeah. Above that, which is now available on the planet, is formless. You can still look back and reference form because you're still right there, the base, the foundation of the next triad, which is 7, 8, and 9, is 6-dimensional. So you still have access. You can still come back and play with and stand on that toggle point, or even down below if you want to engage. Yeah. But 7th dimension is where we start to worry about, I'm dying. It's the death of the body. There's a lot of that on the planet, right? Death through whatever. But spiritual people are noticing, oh, this could be it for me. This is the way I experienced it. I'm just speaking from personal experience. I was concerned about death of the body, and then I realized, oh, this is not death of the body. This is death of the ego. Ego is structure, right? We all have an egoic structure around us, and ego cannot survive. Structure, form, cannot survive in formlessness. Therefore, when you move into 7th dimensional energy, the body starts to worry, because for those of us on a spiritual path, we know it's the same. Dissolution is the same as death. The body takes it on, and the survival mechanism says, whoa, wait a minute, right? This could be it for me. So back off, resist, run away, right? Which is the sum total of the spiritual path. You have to say, no, I'm going to push forward a little bit. So after you figure out it's not death of the body, it's death of form, it's death of my egoic structure. I have to really give up my control issues now. I have to get serious about becoming fluid, about becoming formless in the end, yeah? And 8th dimension is, now we're truly in formless territory, and that's about the final dismantling of the egoic structure. We have access to that. Anybody has access to that if they're open to what is happening underfoot, right? It just depends on how much you're stepping on the brakes. If you open your being and you're 100% willing, that energy can just flood in and you'll start making changes like this, yeah? But eventually, when you reconcile all polarities, when you say, I'm ready to stop playing, I'm ready to say goodbye to all polarities. I've had my fun playing in polarities. It's the pain and it's the pleasure, right? It's the ecstasy and it's the hatred, the violence. I've played in the drama of feeling, of energy, of the emotional body. And I think I'm done with that. I'm ready to move on to something different. And at that point, all polarities collapse. And you are free to experience unconditional love. And that's different. That's different. Now we're no longer looking over here at someone we've had a conversation with and pointing a finger and judging. We're up here, beyond judging. Unconditional love feels no judgment. It feels, it is all accepting. Yeah. It is just love, not love on the emotional scale. We left love as it is defined in human existence with the emotional. It doesn't mean we don't have access to the emotional body. All the bodies are still there. Physical body, mental body, emotional body, astral body, mystical body, subtle body. They're all still there. We are in embodiment. Yeah. It just means I'm tired of playing on the field of polarity. And I'm interested in a different experience now. I'm interested in moving into a bandwidth of attention where I look around me at the world and everything is perceived through the lens of unconditional love. Yeah. And for a while that will amuse us. That's what's opened up. And I haven't heard anybody talk about this except you and Celia Finn. These are the two people who are saying basically ninth dimension is fully open, right? And that's that beautiful third triad. So if you're in the second triad, you can push up against the ceiling and enter into the third triad. And once you get into the third triad, you can push up against the ceiling and you can go all the way home, right?